But I think one of the positive developments in the last 10 or 15 years regarding India and Pakistan has been this very vibrant Indo-Pak people's dialogue. Right? There have been artists, media people, human rights activists that have been actively engaging. And the question I have is, what do you think of that? I mean, do you think there's a future in that kind of an exchange where we can actually assist each other in terms of what needs to be done in our countries?
But the fact is that, now, again on your Pakistan question, whatever is happening is far better than not happening. But it doesn't address the reality of the problem. There is no point saying that cancer can be treated with Band-Aid. It may sort of, you look at the cancer is visible through a sore or whatever it is, something. You can't put a Band-Aid over it and say that there is no cancer. It requires deeper medicine. And that is the problem. The problem is that, we also forget that till 1965, there was hardly a visa. There was total communication between the two nations. We can't ignore the fact of Mumbai, can we? So it isn't as if, look, India no longer, it did have a problem with Pakistan. But at least one of the great developments in this, you will understand as a foreign policy practitioner, your long, and tremendously, a powerful career. One of the great developments I've seen is the conversion of India, which went through 62 and 65. India has become a status quo power. It no longer has any realistic desire for anyone else's territory. If you take a vote in India today and say that, all right, let's settle Kashmir over the ceasefire line, everybody will be very happy. Very happy. We don't want the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir anymore. We don't want Aksai Chin on the China border. We just don't. There was a time when I started my career when we used to fight with Bangladesh, for God's sake, over little bits of 3 bigha and so on, little parcels of time. We don't want it anymore. We are actually we give the largest amount of our most precious asset, called water, to our neighbors. All the water fundamentalists like Brahmachalani and so on, get very angry. What the hell are you doing? You need water for your own country. And water wars are just around the corner. But there it is. So we are in that sense. But the status quo power also means that what we have, we will not give any of it. There is no way anyone is going to remove India from Siachen. So it is within this dynamic that the reality will evolve. And, we have to accept that realism has its own problems and demands. And it is not optimism or pessimism which eventually guides a nation. It is realism. Fortunately, our realism is embedded, that is really good fortune, in the idealism of a generation which is long gone. If this generation had to create a constitution, I don't know what it would have created. It would have probably created basic rights for telecom industry. Fundamental rights.